Now, a couple of things here. First of all, why on earth is somebody being bullied during a tennis match and a high school tennis match? It's fine to cheer when somebody makes a good shot. But if anybody ever cheered when I made a bad shot, or if I double faulted in any of my tennis matches, I would have taken those tennis balls in my tennis racket and I probably would have gone after that fan. So shame on the fans of Sunday Sweat who are cheering at the misfortune of her opponent. Now, her opponent, Brianna Leonard's family says that one of the reasons for the bullying, and they said it's been going on for 2 years, is because Brianna lives with her family in Massachusetts, just across the line. And even though she goes to high school in Nashua, New Hampshire, technically her residence is Massachusetts. And I suppose some of her opponents were infuriated and mad that here's this Massachusetts tennis star who's coming and pawning all of us and beating all of us in New Hampshire. Okay, I can sort of understand being upset, but take it up with the High School Tennis Association. Don't badger your opponent because of this. This is outrageous. It's ridiculous. You're there to play tennis, not to argue about whether somebody lives. Having said all of this, hats off to Brianna's coach, who took it all in stride. He said that Brianna was heavily not the crowd favorite today, but he said, but in sports, that's something you have to deal with. Some people will not cheer for you. They'll cheer for your opponent. That's why I was trying to keep her focused. Look, this tennis star, Brianna Leonard, should have never been bullied, but hats off to her coach for saying, look, if you're going to step on stage and you're going to be involved in competitive sports, sometimes you're going to have to go into an unfriendly environment and deal with all kinds of stuff and people shouting at you, and that's part of what sports is all about. And sometimes you just have to suck it up, deal with it, and focus on hitting those balls cross court and winning those points. So that's my take on New Hampshire tennis. Strange tennis story. We never had that in Indiana. People are a lot more polite. And it gets to my theory that people in the Midwest are a little bit more polite and earnest about these matters, but that's an issue for another day. In 45 seconds, we're going to talk with Alan Rosenblatt, Dr. Digipole on Twitter. Daniel Myers, do you ever play high school tennis?
David, by high school, my competence in sports was a liability, and so I was not invited onto anything that was actually competitive. Though in middle school, I was a power forward for the Solomon Schechter Day School Sharks, and I threw my weight around against the Brandeis Elementary School in Long Island. That was our big rivalry, and David, it's funny, right? The whole thing is funny, Sunday Sweat, but tennis, man, John McEnroe. That's what this is going back to, the '70s style.
It's getting nasty in high school tennis, at least in New Hampshire it is. We're going to pause in 10 seconds and let our syndicated stations join us on the We Act Radio Network. So glad you were watching us on our YouTube channel, Take Action News TV, and listening to us across the nation on our radio stations. We pause now to let our syndicated stations join us.